get so excited, and it's so much fun to talk about this stuff. And I love hearing stories of struggle to success, and what made the difference, and especially where the website, little changes in the website made a little difference. So let's talk a little bit about your education. What shifted between last year and this year. I know that you found me online. I know that you've bought my original ebook. What in the world of education and help, what were you looking for? What did you hope to find when you were out there looking on the internet for some help?
Well, I got to the point where, and I wasn't really thinking about it until a friend of mine, who's my colleague now, he actually gave up his daytime job and joined me this summer. So it's my colleague at the moment, because we can see our business is growing, and he said to me, and I was just searching, I didn't know what to do. It was like, well, what am I doing wrong? Like, we've got a website, we've got the flyers in hotels, I'm flyering, constantly looking to make contact with portals, doing all that work the whole time. No one's coming through. And basically, then he said, well, there's people that's like tourism advisor, or try to find a tourism advisor or something. I thought, oh, I never thought about that. So then I was searching on the internet for that, and found you pretty straight off the bat, really. like one of the first ones. I was looking at it. I wasn't too sure or anything, but I thought, well, I'm so desperate, I'm going to try anything.
I looked questionable, is that it?
That was just like one of the first ones I went to, actually. And when I just started searching, and you were right up there. And I had a look at it and never looked back.
What were some of the concerns you had about, spending money on education, or having the time to make the changes? Or, I mean, are you a tech wizard? Are you do you know all?
I wish now I was, but I'm not at all. If I were, I would have been a few grand richer that I spend on my website with Webmasters. We're on our third one now, and seems pretty good now. But it was really hard when you begin and you don't really have money to spend on these things if you had the knowledge to do it, but you have to, and for us the website is our office, basically. Our money goes back into the websites, all our profits and that back into SEO marketing, which we've been doing this year, and just working on it constantly to move on Google, basically.
Mm-hmm. So. What were some of the biggest breakthroughs that you found? You got my stuff and you started studying it. What were some of the biggest breakthroughs for you by kind of not only in applying it, but kind of like the knowledge bulb that went off that, oh, that makes sense. I'm not doing that. We're going to do this.
Yeah, almost everything. Be amazed. But especially with the website and the way we changed it from your credibility statement and to everything the way you suggested on your course, basically, and it made sense to me. And from the thing that our Western world reads from top left to bottom right, and where to place these and what to have in there, and these are all small bits that I didn't know, like things what to have in your credibility statement and all this knowledge that you give that I didn't know, so and then also the huge thing is with when you tackled the websites and how to check your webmaster, basically, and your programming behind. And then I found out after 10 months that the guy has copied our one tour keywords and meta texting through all my tours. He was so lazy that so Google, if I put in boat trips, my tours were saying Magic Fountain and cable car for my Sunset Magic Fountain tour through all my tours.
Right. And no wonder people couldn't find you.
Yeah, so my website looks fine visually, but the programming behind, which I don't have a clue how to check, which I found out through your course, how to check that. And that was 10 months later when I found that out, how to check it, and luckily, and we stopped and fixed it, and then it cost me additional money to fix that. Then I was so angry, and we were like 10 months behind on Google that we could have moved, you know. So
yeah,
and then also with advice with AdWords, and that was a big thing for us to get people in the beginning, and to have no idea how to do with AdWords and the links and that you gave. That helped me to put up ads myself to save the money, and all the information from that, how to do it myself. And it wasn't done perfectly, but it worked. So we got people from that.
Well, the one of the things that and some of the most important things about what you just said is that, and I see this way too often. One, not only the meta tags, not meaning the keywords, brief description, that you can't see, but the search engines do, are wrong. It's a sin how many websites I see out there that have got the wrong information there, and people wonder, why am I not getting any business? But you know, and then the pay-per-click is great. I mean, I love it. You can target your traffic, your keywords, send traffic in, but too many people make the big mistake of sending traffic and spending a bunch of money and effort and to drive traffic to a website that is not compelling, is not engaging, and is not what I call converting a stranger into a friend and a friend into a customer. So I think getting your marketing language, your credibility, your social proof, putting things in the right place, that is actually more of a foundational building block. Once you got that down, and you're right, no, none of them are perfect. They're always a work in motion. But then you can start driving traffic in through paid per click, through organic, by working with partners, and you know, and you start building more channels. And then when they get there, the odds of converting go way up, and that's where you get your website selling for you. And it's made a huge difference for you.
There's one big change that I'd like to do with the website that's so necessary, and it's to put on each page video, basically, just 12 seconds or so, showing the tour in full, or just explaining, because people just don't want to read. I think I can double my sales just with people coming through if I do that.
Yeah,
you know?
I agree.
You need the texting there for Google, leave it there, but you know, put a video so people have an option to play it, and you get explained in 12, 15 seconds what the tour is all about and what we do. And you can see a bit of it, and then you can read further if you need to. And I think that's crucial at this stage now.
I agree 100%, and I would add to that in addition, besides being explaining the tour, you could have, you know, just as you're talking about it, you could have some images of people engaged, and of course you're going to have some people on the trip. You know, they're on the yacht and they've got their wine glass in their hand, and they're like big smiles on their face, and they're like, "This trip rocks."
Yeah. And that's another review in itself, next to your TripAdvisor reviews.
Totally.
Sites.
Totally. And now that with Google owning YouTube, when you place these videos on your site and you code them properly, you could have, you know, like Barcelona wine tour video. And you place that on YouTube, you place that on your site, and there is proof that having video on your site not only will help convert more, but it will actually help you with your organic ranking too.
Yeah. I have to, unfortunately, wait a little bit, because you don't want to go and just make a homemade YouTube video as well. You know, because our clientele, all our tours are all inclusive. It's a little bit more expensive, and it's all that. So I can't just go and make. You got to do it properly as well.
Well, you know,
it's like a proper review or a bad review.
I agree, but given the choice between something that's slightly amateurish versus something that's really polished and you wait.
Yeah, no, I don't mean really polished, but just so it doesn't look like you got your friend to cover the back of your...
Well, I would say go for it. Do something now, and you can always replace it or improve it. I agree, you're spot on about the video. People have attention spans about this big. We're a bunch of tube heads. We're used to watching things. Video is where it's at. And, you know, why am I doing these videos? Because this is where it's at. You know, I mean, I can write stuff all day long, but people are much more willing to learn and listen and watch what others are doing that they can relate to. So I really appreciate your time. In closing here, what would you say to a fellow tour professional out there who's going, I just don't know if I got the time to spend to educate myself, or I'm not a tech person, or I haven't, is it worth the money? What would be some of your recommendations to them?
Well, first of all, if you have the passion for it, go for it. If you want to be self-employed and you have the passion for it, that's what you do, then definitely go for it. But if you don't have, you learn as you go. He's always going to be learning. If you must wait till you learn everything, you're going to be dead 70 and you can't take tours anymore because there's so much to learn. So what I would say is basically get involved in Tim Warren's stuff and learn much quicker, and you can skip so many things and parts. Definitely helped me a lot. So you can learn the profound points, So instead of, if you don't know where to start, all that, this is a good place to start. So it points you in the right direction. You can actually just follow it point by point and do that. And that's what I did in the beginning. I said, all right, I'm just going to do exactly what he says. That's what I did, I can't go wrong. So, and basically stick in there, nothing's going to just happen just like that. It's not. I've learned that. You got to build a foundation to build a name. You got to build a name, and that only comes with reviews, and the reviews comes very slowly in the beginning, then one, and then you have two, and it takes a long time to build that review basis and to build your platform and your name. You got to build a name. It's at least a 2-year process, at least, and we're still just in the beginning. So
when
stick with it.
There you go. I like it. So when you went through my course, what did you find it? Was it really complex? Was it too overwhelming? Was it? Did I make it difficult for you to understand this information?
No, not at all. Very, very easy to follow. And the good thing, what I liked about, and what I do like about you still, is you can contact you so easily. Unlike other people with the same products, it's. I was surprised the first time because I can't remember exactly what it was, but I was stuck on something, and I thought, well, I'm just going to try. I don't know if you'll ever answer. So I sent the email and said, I'm really stuck on this point here. Don't know what to do. And then you emailed back, and that's how the relationship started, basically. And that's amazing. It's what we want to put through in our company as well. Personalized, good business, and like you care. We have one review that people said, it's like meeting a friend of a friend away from home, and they show you around and taking you on tours, and that's what it felt like for them, and that's what we aim for. But no, it's very, very easy to follow, very straightforward, and a lot of things you can take in. And if you're going to begin in this industry and you're worried that you're not going to have the time to learn, because you're going to wait for people to come, so you're going to have time. And then you can take this time in any way to study the things and the right things. That's directed just in tourism. So that's what you do, and this is the best place to be. So, because there's other things you can learn about marketing and all that, but as we know, tourism marketing is completely different. It's I remember you explained it as like it's like you're selling a dream. It's like a taste. It's like giving somebody a piece of chocolate, and all you have is the taste. Remember, it's not a physical product you're selling. It's different marketing. So you need to know how to do it.
Well, we're definitely selling it invisible, and you're right. Tourism marketing is different. And learning about it is an unending thing, really. I mean, I consider myself as much a student as a teacher. I mean, it's stuff that's changing all the time, and I love it. I mean, I love being engaged in the learning and sharing. Yes, and for me, my commitment, because I was struggled, with my brother and helping him with his business, and I get such pleasure by connecting with people like yourself and others around the world and helping them realize their dreams. And because I love the industry that we're in. We're in that life enhancing business, and we're not selling, making widgets. We're creating dreams, and it's so fun to be a part of that and to help people follow that. But it's as you know, I've said this before, it's hard to enhance quality of life when you can't pay your rent or your mortgage. So let's make some money.
It's very difficult, but just stick in there. It will change. It just takes time. That's what I can say to people who just begin. It's just stick with it and keep doing right, and just keep on learning, and make sure you give the best tours around. Each one, especially your first ones, to build that name, you gotta. Well, I don't mean especially the first ones. I always do, and you always try to better it.
Yeah,
but you've got to perform.
Yeah. Well, I look forward to connecting with you as we move into this next wave with this new course coming out, which is loaded with video, and I'm pretty excited about it because I tried to keep the quality, the step-by-step, hands-on video, and really give people some new tools to learn with. And then there's a whole new section having to do with the online marketing, making sure that you've got those critical website words in there so that they're not falling into the same trap that you and so many others are, of having your website is not getting indexed in the search engines properly. I mean, that's a crime, and it doesn't have to be that way. And the last thing I really like about where this is all moving is creating community, so that other people can learn from you and you can learn from so and so, and I encourage people watching this, and you too, to go to travelbusinesssuccess.com, share your comments, share your advice, ask your questions, and because we can all learn from each other, and I'm going to be constantly checking in, giving tips, advice, and bringing in outside experts too. And so I look forward to seeing you on there too, JJ. Sharing.
You're just a legend.
Pardon me?
I say you're just such a legend. Always good.
Religion. Yeah, the religion of tourism marketing. No, I like it. Well, before we go, how do people get a hold of you? How do they see your website, and so they can model some of your great best practices?
Yeah, we very easy. You can just Google us on www.magicdayadventures.com, and we're right there. So on Google, straight up on TripAdvisor, as well, and the Barcelona tours. Hopefully, many more places.
Very good. Well, I look forward to supporting you on that adventure, and maybe later on, half a year from now, we can do another update, and you can share with people the ongoing adventures of JJ in España, and your global, your domination of Spanish tourism.
We have some great new ideas that doesn't exist here that we're going to kick in next year. So
cool. Very cool, very cool. Well, listen, hey, JJ, always a pleasure. Thanks so much for sharing your story, your challenges as well as your breakthroughs, and your awesome advice. And hey, big congratulations on your TripAdvisor rating. I see you in the top 3 within the next year for sure.
Definitely, number 1.
All right, buddy. Hey, be well.
Thank you so much.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.